Madam Clerk, if you would please call roll.
Councilmember Nguyen,
Here.
Councilmember Tran,
Here.
Councilmember Muñetón,
Here.
Councilmember Aristegui,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dovin,
Present.
Mayor Klopfenstein,
Here.
and Councilmember Brightingham is absent.
All right, with that, we will move into our invocation and pledge. Our Assistant City Manager, Matt West, will lead our invocation. And if I could ask Councilwoman Ariana Aristegui to lead us in the pledge, please.
Please rise. Oh, I see no gentleman wear. If you're wearing a hat, please remove your hat, face the flag, and. Oh, thank you. Look at me. I'm just so excited.
I'll be brief. Please prepare yourself. Dear Lord, may this evening be guided by a spirit of gratitude and unity in honor of all those who serve our fine community. We ask this in your name. Amen. Amen.
Now, if you could please stay on your feet, remove your hat, and face the flag. Ready? Put your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
All right, with that, we'll move into oral communications. I do have a handful of pink cards. Tonight, because this is a special meeting, the oral communication needs to be specific to the item that is on the agenda. We only have one item that's on the agenda. So just to remember that that is what the oral communication has to be about this evening. With that, we will start with Bert Ashland.
I think I was the first name because I got here a long time ago. My name's Bert Ashland. I live on Gilbert Street. I moved there in 1975. I've been a resident here under a variety of different public safety administrations, police chiefs, and so on. I'm very, very satisfied with the way our community and our city is run. I've been fortunate enough to attend the Citizens Police Academy, which I thought was an excellent experience. I wasn't here, I was out of town for last week's council meeting, which I understand went on for a little while. The issue about our police chief and whether he should get an up or down vote, I think is absurd. Pardon my candor. We're as good a community as we are because we've had good leadership at the police department. I want to keep it that way. I understand that every person who sits up here in the dais has a constituency that stretches beyond their district. But this is a time and an issue where you need to think about your district and not just your friends. This is important stuff. I expect each of you, Madam Mayor, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, you have an obligation here to do what's best for the community, for the city, and for our department. That's it. Thank you.
Courtney Cook.
Hi, everyone. This resolution takes lines from the tabled resolution I noticed that was proposed in August, so I'm going to be quoting a lot of people and things. Let's see. I wanted to share some of y'all's comments from 2017 on that tabled resolution, and hopefully those will apply to this one as well. From George, as a public commenter in 2017, I took a look at the resolution, and quite frankly, I have some serious concerns with it. I see that resolution as being somewhat disingenuous. These type of resolutions fan ignorance. It surmises that a resolution that this body passes is somehow going to educate these people. We know both of that is wrong. We know that is untrue. The last paragraph is so confusing and convoluted, it makes absolutely no sense. So what does it do? It convolutes things. We have a policy already in place. There's no need to reinforce it with a convoluting policy. From the mayor as a city council member in 2017, I know in 2015 the city of Garden Grove did become a city of compassion, and in that proclamation it states, as a city of compassion, Garden Grove pledges to follow principles of compassion, which call for the bringing of voices of all cultures and faiths together in a united movement of peace, acceptance, and respect. I realize that this was in regards to the Dalai Lama, but I think that is a practice with how we feel in the city of Garden Grove. So I guess I see some redundancy here when it comes to the current resolution, and just my calling into question the third statement. If there's nothing directive, then why the need for it in general? So I'm wondering why the need for this? Why are we here? Thank you.
Ruby Garcia. There she comes. Andy will be next, just so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sit down. Good evening, Mayor Klopfenstein, City Council, City Manager Lisa Kim, and City staff. My name is Ruby Garcia, and I'm the founder of the 501c3, the Andean Aid and Safety Group. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to allow us to come share a heartfelt appreciation for Chief Alfara, the community liaison team, and the Garden Grove Police Department. As a resident and the proud mother of 2 special needs children, I speak not just for myself, but on behalf of countless families who've been touched by their compassion and dedication. Tonight, I want to shine a light on the exceptional leadership and unwavering support that defines Chief Alfara and his team. The chief embodies what it means to be the people's chief. His approachability, integrity, and genuine care for every member of our community set him apart. Whether it's attending neighborhood events, listening to concerns, or personally engaging with families, Chief Alfara makes it clear every voice matters. He leads not just from his office, but out in the community, walking alongside us and building bridges of trust. It's rare to find a leader who is as present, responsive, and encouraging as he is. I want to share a personal story that reflects the deep impact that Chief Alfara has made on my life and family. As a mother of 2 children with special needs, their safety and inclusion are always at the forefront of my mind. It was through Chief Alfara's encouragement and belief in our community that I found the confidence to pursue a project close to my heart, forming a safety group dedicated to the well-being of special needs children. He listened to my concerns, offered guidance, and assured me that the department stands behind families like mine. His support truly made it possible for me to take that step. Knowing that I'm not alone gives me the strength. In closing, I want to just express my deepest gratitude to the chief and the community liaison team and the whole Garden Grove Police Department. Your leadership and compassion and unwavering commitment to our city makes Garden Grove a place where families can thrive and know where they belong. Thank you for inspiring me, supporting my children, and showing us all what it truly means to serve the community. Together, we're living the Garden Grove way, and I'm proud to stand by you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andy, and I want to say the chief is my friend and keeps me safe. Thank you to the police department for keeping us safe. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much.
Double copy.
Amora Tanchung.
This comment will be short. This resolution is very watered down compared to the proposed resolution in August that it is apparent that the city council is not making any effort to address the community's concern about federal immigration law enforcement. It does nothing to help or relieve anybody who could be affected.
Maureen Blackman?
Good evening. I had 3 change of clothes today, and I just got out of my pickleball gear. Forgive me, I didn't get to makeup. Hello, Mayor, Council, City staff. I'm Maureen Blackman. I lived in Garden Grove for 45 years. Raising a family of 3 through youth and teenage years, you get more than your fair share of opportunities to interact with the police department. In fact, I shared many years on the baseball field with Garden Grove PD Chief Ron Lohenberg because their kids played on the same baseball team. They were both good. I learned a lot about the department then. I learned our department is above and beyond the best department then and now. Each chief has brought his own unique style to the department, but all of them have held the highest standards. All have made the department stand tall for what is right. All have made our community feel important and understood. The class that this department demonstrates goes above and beyond. Chief Amir Alfaraz not only continued the tradition of our outstanding department, but he brought it to the newest, highest levels. I had the honor to be interviewed for the department for the CLIA accreditation, which is the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. During the interviewer told me how few departments even try for the stamp of approval, much less attain it. Garden Grove received it this year and will have it for 3 years. I believe that our department is the best department in the nation, if not the world. Thank you.
Julie Nguyen?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Julie Nguyen, and this is the best that you could do as a City Council, to adopt a resolution that was proposed in August and it's now simplified. First of all, it shouldn't have taken you this long to pass this resolution, and second of all, you guys decided to take the lazy way out in regards to addressing about what's happening in Garden Grove. When consistent Garden Grove residents has been showing up in July expressing personal experiences of concerns that they've heard from community members, and this is the best that you can do. Instead, we get berated by Mayor Pro Tem Joe DeVin making horrific comments such as ICE will blow over, that the people should self-deport and we should calm down. But now he wants ICE out of OC. Compassion shouldn't be controversial. It shouldn't have taken public pressure for you to finally adopt whatever this thing of a resolution is. Thank you.
Susan Lerma? Oh, pardon me. We're going to take a moment of point of order. You were directly.
Thank you.
Yes.
Point of order. As mentioned, I need to clarify. I never asked anybody to self-deport. I state that on the record. If you want to dispute that, show me the evidence where I asked anybody to self-deport. That's untrue. Just setting the record straight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Susan Lerma.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, staff, and community members. My name is Susan Lerma. I am here tonight on behalf of my late husband, Rick Lerma, and myself to express our firm support for Chief Alfaro and the entire Garden Grove Police Department. Knowing what true community partnership looks like, I will always stand behind the Garden Grove Police Department. I will always show my appreciation, and I will always remind others to respect and trust between residents and law enforcement what makes Garden Grove so strong. Our police department works tirelessly to keep our neighborhoods safe, often making sacrifices that go unseen. I know how important it is to stand united behind those who protect and serve. Tonight, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the Chief Alfara and to the entire Garden Grove Police Department for your service and integrity. Thank you.
Thank you. Fat Bowie?
Good evening, Mayor Klopfenstein and my dear city councilman and councilwoman. My name is Fat Bowie. I was former Garden Grove City Councilman, serving this city for 8 years, and before that I served as Planning Commissioner and sometime as Chairman of Planning Commissioner along with Councilman and Mayor Pro Tem Joe Roving. I'm also the elected Chairman of the Vietnamese American Federation of Southern California. And in that capacity, I have worked closely with many Garden Grove Police Chiefs, as well as members of the Garden Grove Police Department. I must say that I always support our police department and our police chiefs, but among these 5 gentlemen, there are 2 that I saw my utmost confidence and appreciation. That was former police chief Bill Dutton, our former mayor. And the second person that I have at most trust and confidence is Chief Alfara. In fact, I had made my recommendation to former Chief Tom Dorey that he should consider Chief Alfara, because I have worked with him throughout the years before he was appointed to be our chief. Chief Alfara received many praise from Vietnamese business communities. Whenever they encounter some issue with homelessness, with crime in our city, they contact the police department and their requests have been met swiftly. And in fact, whenever my family ran into problem, whether during the time I was city council members or during the time that I was not at all involved in our city, the support for public safety have always been very quick. So one time when I make the request, Garden Grove doesn't have sufficient resource to dispatch a police officer come to the scene immediately, but it was within an hour. But during those times, whenever I called the dispatch, I always given a very specific reason and assurance that someone will be there as soon as we can. In this city of 200,000 people, you will always hear some complaint here and there. But I think the consensus would be our residents are extremely happy with the services that our police department have provided to them. Of course, if we have more resources, it could have always been better. And that is a responsibility of our mayor and city council to find more funding, to get more police officers so that we can respond to requests from our city much faster. I urge you today to vote in support of our police chief, Alfara, and our police department. Thank you.
Thank you. My last card is Tony Flores.
All right, good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Dovin, and council members, city staff. My name is Tony Flores. I'll get right to it. Any citizen should be supporting his or her chief, his or her police department. I don't need a resolution for that, but if you want to pass one tonight on that one, go for it. Knock yourselves out. I think it's great. But we all do that. We all support law enforcement, I guess to a certain degree, which I believe why we're here, is that we have that other, the peace and harmony, whatever that resolution is. The citizens are calling it the anti-ICE resolution. We're trying to push that. You got these external organizations that are trying to put pressure on other council members that may or may not be forced, coerced, intimidated, harassed into saying certain things they don't need to say. But my question is, hopefully, Yosini and Ariana, you can pass this tonight without a problem, even though on your social media website you're promoting organizations that call for defunding of police departments. So look it up, it's on there. And also, too, CARE under HR 4097. Hope you read what I've sent to you, but they're being looked at as a terrorist organization right now, terrorist group. They've already been designated as such in 2014 by the United Arab Emirates. Please take a look at that. And hopefully the Garden Grove PD and the Police Association who have supported you folks are aware of that. Having said that, I think we have other things that we can be spending our time with. I mean, all that time we're spending on that other resolution, and it's not the same as the one tonight. We have some confused folks here. This is a completely different one. We're supporting our chief and our PD. But we could be spending our time on open spaces, addressing high density, traffic, infrastructure, all these things that affect us as citizens within Garden Grove. And hopefully you and I have a sit down here pretty soon too as well, City Manager. So let's take a look at that and let's get focused back on what we need to get focused on, because all this other stuff, that anti-ICE resolution is affecting what we're doing here as a group. We do need to get back together as a group, as council members, from 1 through 6, and get on the same page and moving forward, and let's address what's going on here. Let ICE do their job. All they're really doing is enforcing the laws that are out there. The illegal immigrants are going to have their say anyway. These organizations can put together their website, and they can be funded through there. We don't need them coming in using public resources, and who knows what's happening. They may be using us later on to try and get monies out of us. The last thing is we talk about police officers. A guy named Randy Warwick, who used to work here at Garden Grove PD, passed away a couple months ago. His service is coming up this Saturday. I'd ask that you'd pray for Randy Warwick's soul and for that of his family as well. Thank you.
That is all the pink cards that I have for this evening. So with that, we will close oral communication and move into the only item that's on the agenda, item number 1.
Item number 1 is adoption of a resolution affirming the City Council's support for public safety, the Garden Grove Police Department, and the Chief of Police.
Can we read the? Thank you. Assistant City Manager, would you mind reading the resolution, please? Into the record.
All right, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Garden Grove affirming the City Council's support for public safety, the Garden Grove Police Department, and the Chief of Police. Whereas the City of Garden Grove City Council affirms the city's fundamental responsibility to protect all its residents and maintain public safety. And whereas the Garden Grove Police Department serves the Garden Grove community with compassion and fairness. And whereas the City Council supports the Chief of Police and the city's police department in advancing the public safety of all residents, businesses, and visitors in the city. Now, therefore, the City Council does hereby affirm its support for the Garden Grove Police Department, its officers, and the Chief of Police in their daily duties and activities, providing for the public safety of the city's residents, businesses, and visitors, and encourages the public to report any crime that may be committed and approach the city's police officers without hesitation or fear.
Thank you. Obviously, the last council meeting, it was a long night, but I want to thank my colleagues for a lively and robust conversation. I think it openly and transparently shares the concerns and the topics that matter at this current time. Obviously, one of them was our deep and robust support for our police chief and our Garden Grove Police Department. Although there's always going to be disagreements and items that we don't all see eye to eye on, I think that is one area and one topic within our city that we very much do agree. I think that at the last meeting we all had our moment to discuss the professionalism, just the stalwart leadership that comes from our police chief and from our department. We see it living and breathing in our community each and every day, as do those that came and spoke about it this evening. Whether you've been through the Citizens Police Academy or whether you've just had opportunities for ride-alongs like so many of us have, we get to communicate and interface with our police and with our police chief quite frequently. And I can definitely tell you that I have full confidence in our chief and in our police department. They are well loved. We love our public safety in this community. We've worked tirelessly about building that relationship in the community, having those conversations, having those touch points, community policing, having events in the community so that the residents know and understand that our police are here to keep us safe. They're here to protect us, but they're also here to get to know us, and they're here if we need them, to talk to them. I think our National Night Out is a perfect example. It keeps growing each and every year. The crowd keeps getting bigger and bigger, and more of the community keeps coming out because they want to interface and they want to have that time with our police. And they know that our police are an effective and just well-respected department through and through. We have a beautiful legacy in this community, I believe, with our Garden Grove Police Department. And another shining example of that is our Civic Center Revitalization Project. We're building an incredible police structure for our police department because we know the value of what that means. We're really, what do we have if we're not safe in our community? And so putting and investing in our police department, I think, has always been and always will be a council priority. And we're very fortunate to have the leadership of Chief Alfaro. He does an incredible job, not only for the community, always advancing and looking for ways to improve the department, but also having that connection point with all of us on this council. He's always there if we need him to talk to him. And he has a great relationship with all of us as well as staff. I'm very fortunate to get to work with him, and I'm very grateful for his leadership and the work that he has provided to us as a council, but to the community as a whole. I know the department is behind him 100%, and we do truly have one of the best chiefs in the departments in the entire world. I will always say that, and I do quite frequently. So I believe that we can all continue to make Garden Grove safer and stronger. There's always work to do. There will always be challenges that we face, but I think this is one of those opportunities where we can come together as a council and get behind our police, because I certainly know our community does. So I hope that we can pass this resolution in support of our police chief, Amir Alfaro, as well as our Garden Grove Police Department. I'd like to motion the resolution, and I welcome my colleagues' comments and about this as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm happy to second,
Say-
but
I-
I'm sure folks have something to say, so I'll let them say it.
I was gonna say, I would like to second that too. I do have a couple comments, so may I? Yeah, so thanks to our chief of police, Chief Alfamir, and the entire Garden Grove PD for their service and their integrity. Before getting to know them, I used to be afraid of police. When I see them behind, I think they're gonna give me a ticket or something, so I've just tried to change to different lane or try to behind them, etc. That's how I felt before getting to know them. But now that too many community events, now when I see them, I would be waving, and they probably don't know, just by passing the car, like, who's that? But so I just want to take the opportunity to say a couple notes. So when I just the first couple of weeks, I became a council member, and people have issue with the homeless, and they want to meet me, and I didn't know much, just a couple months in. And so, but before I went to that meeting, couple of the police officers offered to come with me. And I was so glad because I didn't know that I have that resources with me. They came, they talked to the resident and give the information, and I felt the support from our police. That was the first time that I had interaction with them. And then after that, there was so many times that we have the homeless issue. Sergeant Brown and his crew always came, not just came talk to the businesses and the residents, but they also pick up the trash, talk to the resident, and do whatever necessary to help with cleaning up and help the individual to get the help that they need. And then I did the ride along. During that time, I look at them as a Marvel hero. They were watching while we were sleeping, right? They were watching, making sure that we safe. And during that time, I have so much appreciation for our police. They have to risk their life to make sure that we were safe. There were times that they have to break in the house when people, they have the dispute and we don't even know if they have gun or any weapon, things like that. And so in that every single event or time that I have interaction, I get to appreciate them more. And during that time, I talked to the person I ride along with, and he said so much great thing about our chief.
the entire department, but also our chief of police too. Because he also said that he was from another county, he was in LA, and because he heard so much great thing about our Garden Grove PD, and that's why he came to our city and he loved that. And then also during the Strawberry Festival, I talked to one of the person that retired, a policeman that retired, and he couldn't say anything he could, he wanted to say. And the only thing he said, he was just so proud, and he talked all the positive thing about our police. So, and then the national night out, you could see that so many residents came, especially the little kid, the younger one came and enjoy and get to see every single booth, like what, how to interact with our police and the thing that we do or the policemen do that they could relate to. And then if you get a chance to go to the service honoring the fallen officer, the guest speaker, that was just, I remember forever when he was saying that when you have, when you interfere with crime, when you have a breakdown, when you're afraid, who do you call? 911. Who come to see you to help you? The police, and they risk their life because of you. And so with many things that I mentioned, it came with the great leadership. And where that come from? That's from the Chief Alpha Male. And I think we heard some of the guest speakers, some of the residents here already talk about the great thing, and the mayor already mentioned, and I think some our council member here probably have the same appreciation, but I just want to highlight some of that. It's not that easy to do, one person doing thing. You might not be able to make the change, but the way that how he interact with his people, and that make the whole police department to be strong, and that's how it reflects from the people that work for him. So I just want to say thank you.
I too very much like to second to support our police chief. Whereas I myself have experience with their service, they keep our community safe, and our residents got very confident to interface with the police department. I can see that from my own experience because I called 911 before myself, and our Garden Grove police show up swiftly, take care of my home problem. Yes, take out the bad guy, and so quick. I really appreciate it. And you part being a council, the police department officers always Sergeant Brown, as you said, and his officer always come to accompany me, support me to go and talk to the resident, protecting me. So I think I myself confident that our chief of police, our Garden Grove Police Department, and his officer doing an excellent job. So I would more than happy to second this resolution that you have, ma'am. Thank you.
I also want to extend my appreciation to the police department. I have gone on a ride-along. I've also gone to their coffee meet and greets with them. They're very approachable, always in community events, providing information, and even making themselves available to our community centers such as Buena Clinton and Magnolia, and educating our children and families on the services that they have, always encouraging them to reach out. I am very proud of our police department. They show such pride in serving our community, going beyond. I mean, I've heard stories of people going to some of our police officers going to homes of people that have lost family members and to comfort them, or because they know they live alone and they would appreciate someone coming by. Stories like this that, tell me a lot about their persona, tell me a lot about who they really are and what they show and the pride that they work with as well. They are here because they are prideful of our community and they form a family within a department. And I know that Chief Alfaro has set that standard for them. They show respect to Chief Alfaro, and I am proud to have someone like Chief Alfaro who is transparent, who is caring to our community and always making himself available. I've myself reached out to him several times for some of my community meet and greets, and he's always happy to come out and support and answer questions that the public might have. Anytime I hear, and it's been several times that I've already been able to put speed monitors on streets because through these occasions, I let him know, the people are talking about the speed limit on Hester and Garden Grove, and with no hesitation, like the next day, you'll see those things available for the city and helping our community be safer in that aspect. But I just want to give that shout out to them. I know they go beyond about and beyond like their duties to make our residents feel supported in our community by showing up to our cleanups, by going to community events, by doing these meet and greets. It just shows so much of our police department. I have so much respect for them, and I do second and I do support as well. So thank you all.
I want to make sure that as we have this conversation, I want to make sure that we address the issue of public trust, right? And why it's so important for us to make sure that we trust our law enforcement and the people that are directing our law enforcement. And I want to use some personal anecdotes to kind of set the stage for my points here. One of the first people in law enforcement that I ever had the opportunity to meet was actually Lieutenant John Reynolds, who's sadly no longer with us, but he was one of my advisors in Kiwanis. He was involved in Kiwanis back when I was a little high schooler, and I was a lieutenant governor in Key Club, and we would speak to each other often. He would follow up with me about the work that our students were doing, and I always remembered his kind mentorship and his passion for community. And that's when I first realized, wow, like our Garden Grove officers are really a cut above the rest. Later on in my young adulthood, I got to serve on Chief DeRay's Chief Advisory Council. And I had the wonderful opportunity of just learning so much about the work that goes into this police department, our law enforcement. Maureen brought up the rigorous certification processes that they go through, and they hold themselves to a really high standard, and we hold them to a high standard, and they make sure they deliver, and they set an example, really not just for the leadership within their department, but I believe other departments within our region. I am biased. But I do believe that they are a cut above the rest. And if you have an issue with me, the city of Tustin, you can come bring it up. Happy to engage with you. But Garden Grove Police Department is 100% the best. And, I will die on that hill. But in that time, I got to see just all the wonderful and amazing work they do. And when I had the opportunity to first meet Chief Alfaro, I was just completely blown away, not only by just the wonderful human being that he is, his character, his commitment to community, his commitment to service, and all the service that he had done even before he came to us at Garden Grove. And I found that all of these individuals that I've had the opportunity to meet throughout the years have had the one same thing in common, and that's been their commitment to our community and their commitment to service. I've been able to see this as a lifelong resident of Garden Grove, to see how they've interacted with us from the moment we were kids to how they interacted with us in high school. Now we have excellent programming where we have all of the wonderful canines that go to our different schools, you know, Nellie, Michelle, Nellie, Misha, Hart. They've been a wonderful asset to our students. They've been building community and building trust within our younger generations, right? They've been finding methods that are maybe outside of the conventional norms of what we would consider what law enforcement does. And they've been able to build that trust for generations in the city. And the leadership of our department has just been really spectacular at doing this. I do get concerned if we create an environment where we raise issues of trust in our law enforcement. Because again, we have this reputation within our community and our region of being one of the most effective law enforcement agencies and having one of the best leaders. To echo this, what my other colleagues have said, you know, I place a lot of faith in Chief Alfara. You know, I've seen nothing short of wonderful behavior from him and compassion and care for all of our residents. And I know he's committed to making sure that all of our residents are safe. And this is something that I see reverberate throughout the entire department. You see it in all of our lieutenants and our captains and the folks that are out there on the beat. It's an ethos really that starts from the top down, and he's really been the one that's been setting the tone for this. And I have an unending appreciation for him in that regard and his willingness to even have difficult conversations with us, right? So I appreciate all of his willingness to engage with us and always show up for us. Even if it's us texting him or giving him a call at a time that maybe he could be at a meeting, or maybe he should be at lunch, but he always responds back to us and makes sure that if he can't be the one that responds directly, we have another captain or someone that reaches out back to us and helps us address whatever issue we need addressed in the community. So to that effect, I want to make sure that it's clear that I support this resolution. I continue to support the chief. I continue to support this department. And I hope that we can continue moving forward to continue developing the trust, because right now, more than ever, I think it's important for us to be able to rely on our law enforcement. I know they're going to continue doing their part no matter what. So, Chief, we're with you, and with that, continue the conversation.
Thank you, Mayor and colleagues. I guess I'm the odd man out because I express a healthy skepticism. But before I go into it, I have a page full of notes which I'll work my way through very quickly so we won't be out of here after midnight. George Bidegum, a retired law enforcement officer, is not with us tonight because he has a family emergency. And our hearts go out, our thoughts and prayers to George and his family. My healthy skepticism has to do with check and balance. We have a check and balance form of government. And yes, a city council member and the mayor has a say in hiring and firing in terms of policies and procedures. We don't directly hire and fire. And to clear the record, I have not called for the firing of our chief or anyone on staff. I'll make that absolutely clear because the social media has put a wicked spin on it. and some of you have drank the Kool-Aid. So no, I'm actually calling for the promotions of our city manager and our staff. And I hope you're all with us to support that because we have to find the budget to do it, but they certainly deserve it. All the heads of the departments and all of their staff. We're just trying to get caught up. We're behind in terms of equitable compensation for our staff. So please, get behind that. Trust and respect needs to be earned. It's not freely given, especially in a democratic society where there is check and balance. If the council members have no say in hiring and firing, what are we doing here? What are we doing with this vote? Isn't it a vote of confidence? It's a vote of confidence. The mayor said that. That means we do have a say. Yes, we do. Procedurally and policy-wise, we do set the direction for our city manager to follow and our city attorney to interpret our intent, our legislative intent on behalf of the voters who elected us. I'm doing my job as a legislator. I'm providing a healthy skepticism and check and balance. And I've been hurt on this dais, people attacking me, that I've had to rebut, that I've had to answer to, that I've had to explain myself. I'm hurt. I'm a bit depressed about it too. I almost stayed home tonight. But that's not what you hired me to do. You hired me to perform my duties and obligations as your elected representative, to provide the check and balance. We had a speaker tonight and she said what? This resolution is redundant. Yeah, it might be redundant, but I still believe it's appropriate. It affirms our shared values. So I'm here. There's only one item on the agenda. I don't have to be here. I'm here to represent maybe a different voice than the rest of the people on council. We don't all have to agree all the time, but we all have to be law-abiding. The police chief and police department may be here to serve and protect, but we are all here to keep the peace. And I thank you, all the speakers, especially those who are in support of law enforcement, but they want us to focus on other issues too. Resolutions are not necessarily solutions. Every man and his sister is going to want a resolution, and we're going to spend, what, hours and hours, midnight hours, to pass or to deny resolutions? Are that going to be the trend? Are we going to be a resolution council? Spend all our time on resolution? I'm expressing a healthy skepticism. I welcome the vibrancy of this council and the oral communication. Thank you, Mr. Fatboy, for coming. You mentioned me and I mentioned you. You served with distinction as my chairman on the planning commission. George Brightigam was on that commission. We voted you as chairman. You became our council member, mayor pro tem. You are still our community leader, and you raise very relevant issues and concerns, and you've had good service from the police, and you've said all that. You're here to endorse our leadership and the service of our departments. And if God willing, you may be back to service or elected again. I would welcome that. But I think the media spin has been extremely wicked. Not just towards me. A lot of other council members have been misrepresented, mischaracterized, and I feel hurt. I feel like I've been misunderstood. I feel like I'm on the hot seat. Not tonight, though. Not tonight. Give me a couple more minutes and I'll wrap it up. So, I think we will recognize all the departments at our annual event when we celebrate the contributions of every staff. And I believe our city deserves the peace of mind that the city council is up to the task. We hear you. We respect you. We're here to serve you and reflect your interest. I've been extremely stressed out and feeling a lot of anxiety, even some fear. Other council members have expressed that, other residents have expressed that, and maybe this resolution will allay some of the fears. It specifically says in the therefore part that this resolution encourages the public to report any crime that may be committed and approach the city's police officers without hesitation or fear. I love it. I love it. We need that. So that's a breather for everybody. But having said that, I will recuse from this vote. I feel a bit conflicted, especially when policies are not clear and my opinions are not reflected accurately. But that's for a bigger discussion on future resolutions, and a lot more work that we need to do together. And I'll end on this note. I said we can either tear each other down or build each other up. And I choose to build each other up. So let's do that. One department at a time, one resident at a time, one issues at a time. That's what I'm here for. When you don't see me anymore, then I hope others will carry on. I will recuse from this vote. Thank you and good night.
I think at this time we have a motion and a second. I don't remember, I think we had multiple seconds. We could call for the vote, please.
Motion receives 5 yes votes, with Mayor Pro Tem Dovin recusing himself from this vote. Thank you.
Thank you. I also want to echo Mayor Pro Tem mentioning George Brightingham and his family. We need to be praying for him as he's dealing with a family crisis. I know he would have wanted to be here this evening. I want to thank public for coming out and sharing your comments. I always appreciate a healthy dialogue, and hearing from the residents is extremely important for all of us. So I want to thank everyone for that tonight, and I want to thank my colleagues. We have good days and we have bad days in this city, but I think we have a lot more good. We have wonderful projects, wonderful people, and the city of Garden Grove moves forward. And so I want to thank everybody for being here on this special meeting tonight. Thank our, again, police department and our police chief for all of the work that they do to keep the residents of Garden Grove safe so that we can have meetings like this in peace. Thank you all. City Attorney.
Yeah, before we adjourn, we did have a closed session earlier this evening, and for the record, there's no action taken at that closed session. Thank you.
City Manager, anything for the good of the order? Thank you. With that, we stand adjourned.